Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles in Minutes. This is my buddy Eric.
Hello.
And Eric and I have worked together for some time. I've known Eric since he was a kid. And Eric, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
That's perfectly okay.
Great. Okay. So, this is Eric. Who were you? What kind of life were you living up to probably about
Last year?
Yeah, about last year. Tell me about your life. What was going on?
Okay, so I grew up with as labeled as a severe ADHD. I grew up, labeled as having asthma, never be able to control his emotions or anything like that. So, in a sense, I didn't have control over really anything in my life. I didn't have control over my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions. So really my life was always hectic because I didn't have control of my internal world, so I always thought everything outside of me was always attacking me and everything was just so crazy. So
you felt like a victim.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in that mindset, what emotions did you feel every day?
Anxiety,
fear,
depression. Probably the big main three right there.
How did those emotions affect your ability to live?
Greatly.
How so?
Because anything I would try to do, I would always just self-sabotage myself. I would try to do something I really wanted to do for so long, and then I would just get inside my head and just talk myself completely out of it.
So you weren't living.
Right. I was just...
What odd things did you put off not doing?
Things that I really wanted to do in life.
Such as? How about your driver's license?
Right, driver's license.
How long did you wait?
Get my car, even finding a job. I was just laying around for so many years.
Because?
I was afraid.
Afraid. Okay. So, now, how much did you used to like me before? You can be honest. I know you didn't like me.
Yeah, I thought you were a big jerk at first, to be completely honest.
Okay. What do you think about me now?
Very loving and gracious.
Okay. So what I did, or what I do, is everyone else wants to be nice to Eric and just not upset him. I introduced conflict. And I confronted him all the time. Eric!
So true.
Where are you going?
So true, yeah.
And I know you left feeling like I was an asshole, right?
Right.
You hated me, didn't you?
Yeah, but deep down inside it, and I always believe when you hear the truth, it really stings you deep, and deep down inside it did.
Okay. So what I kept doing to Eric was conflict, confront. And confronting the fact that he was lying to me and himself, and I kept standing for Eric because I knew he was not going to have a good life. I actually have to be the asshole. I actually have to take a beating because he's going to fight me the whole time. Yes?
That's true, yeah.
He's going to beat me up because I care about him. Because he doesn't want to let go of his fear. Right?
Yeah. It was just the old paradigm melting away, and you made me rise to a new standard, a new paradigm of a new way of living, new way of thinking and being.
Well, what I did is I helped you. I gave Eric some drills. I gave him some eye drills, right?
Yeah, and then the breathing exercises. And when we really first started off, this was years ago at your first office, was the meditation. That one was the one that really kind of helped me settle down just a little bit and get a little bit of control to start me off with.
Right. So if he can't get control of his nervous system, of his breathing, and his and how many fear things did I take you through that? How many things did I make you confront and face? A lot, right?
Yeah, a lot of them, yeah.
And when you got to the other side of the fear, what happened?
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. As Joseph Campbell said, on the other side of your fears is all where your dreams are located. So I took Eric through his fears, and I was with him the whole time. Eric, did you ever feel like you were left alone?
No.
Did you trust me?
I did. At first I didn't, but eventually I started to see that you were just there to help me, and then yeah, I did.
What's happened in your life now?
A lot of doors and opportunities have opened up. Got my license and my own car. I've had a few jobs since then. My relationship with the people that I love most, my parents, my sister, even some close friends and you included, have really deepened and really blossomed.
because I called you out that you were lying. He was hiding himself from his mother. He wasn't sharing. And what happened with the relationship?
It's blossomed, yeah.
What was it before? It wasn't good, was it?
Right, I was very closed off, and then she felt rejected, and then a lot of bickering and arguing, and I always felt like she was attacking me when she really was just trying to see my world and see.
Because
who
you
I
weren't
was.
sharing how you're feeling.
Right.
So since Eric wasn't expressing who he was, his mother couldn't love him. And then his mother feels dejected that I just wish that I could love my son, but I can't because he doesn't want to come out of his freaking shell. So I kind of pulled Eric out of his shell, kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
Right?
It was a battle.
It was a battle.
We were battling for
How-
my own good, though.
How do you feel? How do you feel about yourself now?
A lot better.
No, like a lot better doesn't tell me anything. Like, what? How do you feel?
More confident in my ability to do anything, really. My self-esteem, my self-love, and appreciating who I really am. Finding out who I really was.
Finding out who you really are. That's
Yeah.
important. Got to know who you are.
And then once I found that out, to see how beautiful, how extraordinary, magnificent I really am. And it kind of cuts away all the lies and the bullshit of you're worthless, you can't do this or that.
What does it feel like you could do now?
Almost anything.
What did you feel like you could do before?
Very, very, very little.
Okay. So you went from being dead to being alive. And that's kind of the way it works. So it's kind of, I wanted to share what's happened for Eric. And you know what, Eric, I really care about you a lot. And always have.
Thank you.
Don't make me work so hard. I don't like working so hard. Don't beat me up. So I'm just kind of shared what I got from my father, and helping Eric become the man he always wanted to be and be in the world, so he can have that relationship with his mother and his sister. How much better is it you and Jack?
That was probably the biggest one outside of my mother. You know, my sister and I have really starting to grow together. Sharing with each other. We just find each other laughing with each other all the time. Like before I was so tense and uptight. And
right. Where was the tension at, though? It was in you, not in them.
Yeah.
So then you put your tension in the room, then they respond to your tension.
Right. But as soon as I started opening my heart, sharing with her, laughing, and just... She's done the same with me. And,
right. So you gave permission. Yeah. So that's the way it is. This is affecting one family at a time, one person at a time. And I shared myself with Eric, and I've taught him what I learned, so he can be a powerful person. How powerful you feel now?
Absolutely.
Right. So now he's not afraid to tell his mother he loves her. He's not right.
Yeah, I tell her every day.
Right. He tells her every day. What was it before?
Just once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon. From not telling his mother he loves her to now every day he tells her he loves her. And you and your sister now, right? You're open, honest?
Absolutely.
Open, honest dialogue. But if what I had to have Eric do is become open and honest with who?
Myself.
Guess what you weren't doing?
No.
I kept saying, pick at you, 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 and make him face it, and face it, and face it.
It's true.
But then, in facing it, and it doesn't look like I'm being nice. I can tell you that right now, right? It doesn't feel nice.
Man, it doesn't feel nice at first, no.
But then as I pull you through, and that's what I do. How many times do I put you right at challenge?
Yep.
So I put him right at the challenge. He wants to run. Guess what I do?
You get me in that real uncomfortable spot when I want to run.
I hold him.
Yeah.
You ain't going anywhere. You ain't getting away. But what do I have you do?
Yep, get right past it.
And then when he gets past it, what's on the other side?
More challenges.
But what happened to the fear that was here?
Oh, it just dissipates.
It dissipates. It's gone. Do you have those fears anymore?
No.
They're gone.
Yeah.
And that's how you erase fear. Dr. Wood. And
Eric.
My buddy Eric. Have a great day.
Take care.